All right, let me recap the first day of this convention, which, just to preface, I thought it went really well. I got my last meal, just Del Taco, and I love Del Taco. We don't have it in the Bay Area, so anytime I can eat Del Taco, I'm going to eat it. And there's like some kind of deal where it's like three tacos for like $3 or something like that. So I got six tacos for $6.44, which is including tax. So great deal. And I'm going to eat this while I talk about my first day of the convention. I'm going to try to eat this like a gentleman. Let me see how I'm going to do this. Okay, get my sauce. So first day of the convention. Here are my initial thoughts. Intimidating at first because it comes in waves. Because I guess all the seminars happen around at the same time or something. So at 11 o'clock, pretty much when the doors open, it just came in one big wave of people where they're just kind of strolling along. Like the first group of people didn't want to make any eye contact. And I felt awkward too because I wasn't sure how to approach them either. What's interesting is that right next to me is H&R Block, which they were great. And then the other side of me, the other exhibitor or booth next to me was Anchor, where they do automated billing. So I think they target mainly bookkeepers. So they were really nice as well. First interesting thing was trying to get the attention of people walking by. And I really felt like it became a competition with the booth across from me. And the booth across from me, they're selling like those massage guns or something like that, which I thought was interesting when I first saw their sign. Like, why are they selling massage guns? And then it just made sense. Okay, they're selling it to stressed out, tense tax preparers right after the extension deadline for corporation or for S corporations, and still tense because they still have the deadline for individual taxes. So, okay, they sold guns, but their salespeople were good. Like the way they projected their voice to get people's attention was just actually just really good. No other way to explain it. They were able to get everyone to turn their heads. So this is kind of the annoying part where I felt like I was competing with them when it came to trying to get people's attention, because there would be like a woman walking by and she's directly reading my sign, but from behind they're yelling at her like, "Hey young lady, you ready to get a massage? Or are you ready to I don't know, lend your shoulders to me," or something like that. And they would just automatically lose focus on my sign and then turn around and just respond to them. And the other problem was that even for people who were walking by, if they were to talk to those people walking by first, and the people didn't feel like they didn't want to get that massage or they didn't want to get the massage gun used on them, they quickly walked by. So I have no chance of talking to them whatsoever because they just wanted to get away from that booth. And that booth had like 4 to 5 salespeople. Every time someone walked by, they were ready to just jump on it and try to get their attention and say, "Hey, let me give you a massage. Try this out." So that was kind of an annoying part where I didn't really expect that to happen, of competing, I guess, for customers or people's attention that are walking by. Because for me, it's already hard for me to get people's attention. It's already hard for me to get out of my comfort zone and just approach them and say, "Hi, you want to listen to what I have to say?" But the guys across from us, they were good. They were good salespeople. Their voice projected out so clearly and so well, and they were just enthusiastic about trying to get as many people's attention over to their side. And it became a competition because I was like, "Hey, you want free visuals?" And then they were like, "Hey, you want a free massage?" So that was interesting. Let me take a bite here. So the next thing is, what did I think? I was able to talk to so many people about Level Up Quest, which was my goal, because the amount of people I actually was able to introduce Level Up Quest to was way more that I was able to do in this one day than I probably did in a whole year, because I was actually able to talk to them and explain clearly exactly what is it that we offer. So seeing that as a benefit, and I got really good responses from a lot of people saying, "Oh, I didn't even know something like this existed." When I asked them questions like, "Oh, do you just meet you with your clients once a year? Do you just charge for preparation fee? Are your fees low?" And pretty much, if they're saying, "Yeah, I only meet with them once a year, my fees are low," I say, "Hey, this is perfect for you because I want to move you from tax prep work to tax advisory." And they didn't know that existed, so that was good. I was able to introduce that to them. They thought the pricing was fair, so right now it's $100 a month for members. So they thought that was very fair, and they liked the mentorship aspect. What's great was that I had a few followers come to the booth, which was super awesome. So I met some of the followers that actually follow Level Up Quest or follow me, and they came up to say hi. Love that. So that really made me feel good. They showed appreciation. They showed how much they liked the visuals I provided and the videos that I make. And this was just a good chance for them to just learn even more about Level Up Quest. So that's something I was super excited about, and just kind of touched my heart. Like to see people come up to you and say, "Hey, I follow you," which was just, it's like I've never really had people say that to me. So to hear that for the first time, where someone just came up and says, "Hey, I follow you," was so cool. So I'm hoping to meet more people tomorrow. So tomorrow is actually just a half day, and it's the last day. So I'm assuming most of the people already walked through it. Now, they said the convention was sold out, and from what I gathered, sold out meant like 2,000 to 2,500 people, but it didn't seem like that. It didn't seem like it was that many people in the exhibitor hall. So I'm curious of what the actual number is, because even the H&R Block people next to me, they said that it doesn't seem that crowded, because there'll be, people comes in waves, right? So the first wave comes, and then even when it's a down time where there's no wave of people coming in, there's still people walking around at this. But at this one, what I saw as well was that during that downtime, it was really down. There's no one walking around. In fact, people from other booths, they just left their booth entirely, just left it empty for like another 2 or 3 hours. So that was interesting. The next wave came around 4:30 when they let the last set of seminars out, and then there was kind of like a happy hour thing going on. So then we got a lot of people coming in from there. So really, there's only 2 big waves when it came to this convention. The first one in the morning, right after the very first seminar. So I guess there's like a long break where they are able to go through the exhibitor hall, and then there is the second wave, which is at the very end when all the seminars are done with. So I'm curious how tomorrow is going to look. So we'll see about that. Another thing I realized was that people actually didn't want the mugs as much as the notebooks and the little sticky pads that were handed out. I actually thought the mugs were going to be a big hit, but turns out that more people wanted the stickies and the notepads over the mugs. Even though I showed them the mugs, how cool it was like, my fees are tax deductible, or 162A is my love language. They in their head are like, how I'm going to bring this home, because a lot of them traveled and they didn't want to bring it into their luggage. So I thought that was interesting that mugs weren't a big hit as much as I thought they would be. And those were the more expensive items, which is strange. So, yeah. I have to ration out my sauce packet because the kid that gave me the food, he didn't seem too happy, and he seemed kind of grumpy because I was like, "Oh, can I get the sauces?" He's like, "It's over there, man, next to like the fountain drinks." So I had to walk over there, went to the fountain drinks, and saw that the whole bucket was empty. So I had to go back and say, "Oh, it's empty." And he was just like, "Well, how many do you want?" And it was kind of giving me the attitude. So he's giving me a handful and put it in my bag, but I don't know. He just wasn't happy. So I didn't want to ask for more, but I wish I did. Talking to the other booth people next to me, they actually paid for the electricity and the internet, and I didn't know you had to pay separate for internet. So that was interesting, that if you wanted a Wi-Fi connection, you had to pay separate for that. So before when I got the booth, they offered me this thing where you scan the attendees' badges, and it kind of gives you their leads, right? So once you scan their badge, it gives you their name and emails, and it saves it, and you could get that whole list later on. I didn't want to buy that because it was like, I don't know, $500 to $1,500. I forgot how much it was. But I didn't want to buy it. I just figured, okay, I have QR codes. All they have to do is take their phone out and just scan it, enter in their email, and that would be good. It turns out that was a very big hassle to get people, because for some reason people didn't really have their phone that easily on them where they could scan it. But also it was that friction of like, oh, they had to pull it out, figure out the QR code, enter in their name and email address, and then download whatever. So I learned that next time, just pay for that lead generator thing that they have if they offer it, because on their badge there's a barcode, and all you have to do is just scan it, and then you'll get all the information. And most people were just used to the exhibitors or the booths just scanning their tags. So when I would say, hey, can I get your contact, they just automatically pull out their badge and just show us the badge with the barcode. And I'd be like, oh no, sorry, we didn't get that one. We would just have to enter your email address manually. So then they just have to voice out their email address, but that got kind of annoying because I could hear it in their voice, like, oh, now I have to say it out loud. And some of these people have like complicated email addresses. So it's like, okay, I could see the friction with that. So next time I would try to figure out how to do a better lead generator as opposed to the QR code, which I thought was going to be a good idea, but I'm sure there are some typos when it came to the email addresses that when we typed it in inside the lead generator for us. So yeah, next time just, I guess, buy the lead generator thing. So was this worth it? Was it worth the pretty much $5,400 I spent all together with the travel, the hotel, the booth, everything? We'll see. I mean, I had a big opportunity to talk about Level Up Quest, which was a big deal because I never had this opportunity before to go in front of the crowd that I need to get in front of to introduce Level Up Quest. But is it worth it, as in, can I keep on doing this every single tax form, which is like 5 of them throughout the year? Like, would it be worth it for me to spend $25,000 on this? Like, would I get $25,000 worth of members? That's hard to say. I don't know. I think this was a good first experience. One, to get me out of my comfort zone of just approaching people and giving them my 10-second spiel of what Level Up Quest is. But also this opportunity to just be presenting it to so many people all at once was wonderful. It became overwhelming at times because, my wife was helping working the booth, which was super helpful because she worked the games and giving out the prizes. And sometimes I'll be talking to some people, and then they'll come up to the booth. She kind of try to talk to them and explain what Level Up Quest does, but she always tries to say, hey, can you wait? Like, he's the mastermind, that he'll be able to explain it more, and which was great. So they waited, and what I noticed was just with the wave of people, it does get overwhelming. I'm sure that I missed so many opportunities because I was talking to maybe one person, and then there's like maybe 5 people that walk by that I couldn't talk to, so stuff like that. But hopefully I'm able to give my spiel better, because I think at first it was kind of rough because I was coming out of my shell. But my wife said as the hour went by, I got a lot better at it. I was able to clearly talk about Level Up Quest, but also adjust what I was trying to say according to their body language, according to what they were responding back to me. So that was great. And I don't know, just the opportunity to just talk about Level Up Quest is I'm just so fortunate and so grateful for it, because I never get to talk about it really. Like, I post it on social media, but it's like I'm not I'm not posting it to really anyone new. I mean, I have ads running and stuff, but it's not the same as talking one-on-one and seeing people's reaction, seeing like, oh, I didn't know that this existed. Seeing people even saying like, oh, I heard about this, and they would mention like Maverick Tax Planner or Tax Planner IQ, and which was great because that's a good start. Then that's what I want. I want people to know more about tax planning, not just do tax preparation work. So yeah. So was it worth it? We'll see. I mean, money wise, I don't think I'm going to capture $5,000 worth of new members anytime soon from that. But opportunity wise, of just honing down my pitch, being able to explain it to people where they could understand it, I thought that was great for me and Level Up Quest. So hopefully after this I could figure out, okay, how do I make better videos that will talk about what Level Up Quest has to offer? Because right now I don't really talk about it. I'll make the videos that's informative, like tax strategies, but I don't really go too much about what Level Up Quest has to offer. So I think that I'm going to want to do that last call. So I guess the bar is going to close soon. Yeah, but I'm not sure. Still thinking, like, is it worth it for me to do multiple cities and travel to maybe Chicago or Orlando to do more of these? So my wife flew back home early right after the first day. I just dropped off the airport. So tomorrow I'm going to be there by myself. I don't need to really give away prizes, though we still have some. I might just give that away freely to those who I think might be really interested in Level Up Quest. There's a lot of people who just go around looking for free stuff. Like, they'll just go grab free stuff anywhere they can get it. Pens, candy, cups, whatever. So I want to be able to have real conversation with people and pique their interest. And if it's something that they would use or need in their firm, then maybe I'll start handing out those free gifts. But we don't have that many left. We have a lot of candy left though. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if I can handle this by myself. I think what's the most disappointing was that one, H&R Block said there weren't that many people this year compared to the year before, but also an attendee who I was talking to said like, yeah, this year, because he went to the San Diego one last year, and he said that this year felt like there's not that many people, especially in the exhibit hall. There weren't that many vendors inside the exhibit hall as there was last year, and even with people too. So I thought I was really surprised by that. So not sure why people are saying that. But it makes me think, because the anchor group next to me, they said they went to the Orlando one and there was a lot more people there. They said like it felt like way more crowded in the Orlando one. So it's interesting. I don't think I have any much more to say regarding the first day. The main thing was competing with the booth next to me, trying to get attention because they're just way better salespeople than me. Everyone else was so nice in the exhibitor lounge. Like other people who had booths, so nice. People come in, it does come in waves, so don't expect a solid flow of consistent people. It's big waves. It's not even like mini waves. It's like 2 huge waves of just people. So imagine, let's just say 800 people coming all at once for one wave and another 800 people coming in for the second wave. What I thought was interesting was that I didn't really recognize the people from the second wave, meaning that if they came in the first wave and they came in the second wave, I felt like there was two groups of different people that came in the waves, which was interesting because I thought I would see a lot of the same people for the second wave, but actually it was a whole new set of people. So I'm not sure why that was. But yeah, I'm going to finish off the rest of my tacos, trying to keep it classy while I eat, and then we'll see how tomorrow goes.